It's 7 o'clock, and we absolutely have a quorum, since we're all here. I would like to entertain a motion to reconvene into open session, please.
So moved.
It's moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 5-0-0. All right. Pledge of Allegiance. Flag's over there. Let's do it. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Individuals desiring to address the board, I just want to remind speakers that they have up to 3 minutes. We have a timer going. And, oh my gosh, I got ahead of myself. Take a month off, and that's what happens. Okay. I need a motion to approve the agenda as is, please.
So moved.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
Second, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 5-0-0. Announcement of actions taken in closed session. I jumped 2 steps. All right. The board gave direction to staff regarding negotiations with both STA and CSEA. Now individuals desiring to address the board, up to 3 minutes each. There's the podium. We got a timer ready? All right, let's go. First we have Brenda Holloway. Sorry, it was the one that was on top. I apologize. Oh.
First is the best.
Come back next month. I'll put it on the bottom.
Well, we only have 3 minutes? Is that
Yeah,
how I
up to 3.
understand it?
Yep.
Okay, I'll try and keep it short in the beginning then. I wanted to kind of paint a picture. When I got ready to come here tonight, my little ones were kind of sad that they could not come as well to address what I was going to be saying about the masks. They wanted to be here to tell you how it made them feel to wear it in class and the troubles that they face daily with it. So I'll start by saying my name's Brenda Holloway, and I have 2 children here who attend Spreckels, both of whom I absolutely adore. I came tonight in hopes to watch and observe, as I was saying, other people speak and your reactions to them. But since I'm going first, I guess I'll just start right here. As you can see, there was quite a few other parents who strolled in tonight, and we've come respectfully in hopes of being seen and maybe even heard, here because of our children. Every single decision we make in life should be for our children. Now, are some of these decisions that we've made for our children benefit to protect them, made out of emotion instead of fact or reason? Sure, absolutely. Do these decisions sometimes prove to be wrong ones? Yeah, we're human. And despite what's going on in this world right now, I try very hard to grasp the heart of humanity for the sake of our children. My concern tonight, and honestly every night lately, has been about the masks and these vaccines. I wake up thinking about it, I go to sleep thinking about it, but all of these decisions that are being placed on our kids. Now, giving the benefit of the doubt that everyone in here is intelligent, willing to reason, and have a deep desire to keep our children safe, I ask you this: at what extent? When does it stop? Are we doing more harm at this point than good with these masks? Yes, I think we are. Did you know that the effective rate is less than 2% infiltration gaps on the masks, and even then only provides 70% effectiveness? And assuming it is worn abiding virologist-required protocols, and I won't go into the harm of the masks themselves in general, but I assure you the masks that our children are wearing every day do not follow these protocols, nor meet the percentages defined in the virology standards. My child's home sick today. They don't work. My children's masks at the end of the day are absolutely disgusting. Like, I would challenge any of you in here to put them on at the end of the day. You wouldn't. But we're all okay sending them to class every day with them on, every day. Supporting and encouraging our children to wear these bacteria-filled items is absolutely appalling. Makes me sick to my soul. Now I could spend a whole hour up here laying out all of the studies and real scientific proof of the harm that these masks actually do to our kids, not only physically, but also emotionally. I could provide stacks of paper supporting this. I was going to bring them to tonight, but decided not to. We can all do our homework to find that information. And if we pause, I know that you are all following orders from state and your bosses, either his boss, her boss, your boss. But what about these bosses? Why are we at the bottom of the totem pole? When do we get to make decisions?
Ms. Holloway, could you wrap it up, please?
When do we get to make decisions on when they wear them and when they do not? And, I mean, let's face it, since I can't keep going here, we don't have to follow orders when it comes to the well-being of our children in order to keep our jobs, such as some of our staff and employees do. I just hope, like I said, I wasn't able to read the rest of this, but I hope that we can make a forward movement on getting these masks off these children.
Thank you. Next, we have, I apologize. I can read the first name is Natalie. The last name? Given. That's okay. I'm left-handed, so you should see my handwriting.
My name is Natalie Given, and I'm the mother of one of your second grade students. I would like to address the board tonight and everyone in response to the recent approval of the emergency use authorization for COVID vaccines in children 5 to 11. My son is 8 years old, and I want to clearly state that I do not consent entering him into a medical trial. The CDC has reported that 99% of children who contract COVID survive. So why the rush to vaccinate our young children if their survival rate is 99%? The data has shown that children are not a threat to the elderly or adults, and most COVID cases are spread from adults to children. One of the local news stations, I was watching an interview with a local doctor, and he was asking parents to vaccinate their children to protect the adults in their lives. Does that make sense? As parents, we're supposed to protect our children, not the other way around. I believe that we should protect our children by building up their immunities, not jabbing them with an experimental drug. We should be promoting a healthy diet, regular exercise, a good amount of sleep. If your child gets sick, keep them home and provide all these things to help their body fight off the illness naturally. I have read all the risks associated with this vaccine, specifically in the 12 to 17-year-old age group. I am shocked to hear the long list of potential risks: blood clots, neurological symptoms, myocarditis, and extreme fatigue. Wow. I'll say it again. Rowan is only 8 years old. He has his entire life ahead of him. Why would I want to inject him with a vaccine that could potentially give him any of these symptoms for the rest of his life? I want him to experience all the joys of childhood: running, playing tag, soccer games at sunset, riding his bike in the neighborhood, basketball, swimming, hiking, and just being a kid. The decision to vaccinate a child belongs to us as parents. I would like to state that I'm not anti-vax, but anti-mandate. The COVID vaccine has only been in clinical trials in this age group, 5 to 11, for approximately 4 months. Show me the data after 24 months, after 36 months, or even 48 months, and give us parents the choice to make an informed decision at that time. Let me say it again. Give us parents the choice for what's best for our children. They're not experiments. We do not consent. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Heidi Develos.
Hello, my name is Heidi Develos, and I teach first grade at Spreckels. And it's funny because I don't usually look over the board packet, but I happened to do it this time. And I was really pleased to find policy number 1313 about civility. So I figured I'd just enjoy reading some of the highlights from this policy because I recall in the not too distant past some very abusive and insulting and crude and overall disturbing behavior that the board needed to, be victim to. And no board or no person should be exposed to this type of behavior during civil meetings such as these. So I want to just highlight some of the points that I found pretty good. This is policy 1313 about civility, community relations. The governing board recognizes the impact that civility has on the effective operation of the district. including its role in creating a safe and positive school climate, and enabling a focus on student well-being, learning, and achievement. The board believes that each person should be treated with dignity and respect in their interactions within the school community. The board expects that all speech and expression will comport with norms of civil behavior and district grounds. Civil behavior is polite, courteous, and reasonable behavior, which is respectful to others and includes integrity, honesty, acceptance, timeliness, dependability, observance of laws and rules, and effective communication. Thank you for being the wonderful board you are, and thank you.
Dahlia Epperson? Did I pronounce your first name right?
Close. Dalila Epperson.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a mom and a grandma. And I remember when Fauci even stated that masks don't work in the beginning of the COVID. So I don't understand the mask mandate, and I definitely don't understand the vaccination mandate. We know that it's not enforceable, it's not a law, it's emergency authorization only. And we don't understand why you think you can choose for our children, our grandchildren, that they have to take a vaccination, especially when the numbers show that it doesn't make sense, it's illogical. So one of my questions that I wanted to ask you guys is, are you receiving some kind of money for the mandate, for enforcing the mandate, I should say? Are you receiving some kind of monies? It's a real question. Anybody could.
The protocol of the board is to not respond to public speakers during, we just listen.
Okay. Well, it just seems funny that whenever something is illogical, I always think to follow the money. So I think your district will receive some kind of monies, something will happen in a beneficial way for you guys if you enforce mask mandates and vaccination mandates. And she pretty much said everything that I was going to say too. I mean, there's all sorts of statistics on masks not working, and there are no long-term studies on the vaccination, and to mandate that the government's such an overreach to mandate for our children is absolutely ridiculous. And so I say there's money involved. There's always money involved. Follow the money. And you guys are supposed to listen to us, and you haven't been. School boards are not listening to us, and I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys know this, but school boards are being voted out and recalled all across the United States. If you guys aren't going to listen to the parents, that's what's going to happen to you. We're going to elect one of us in your places because you are supposed to be listening to us, and we know very well that you're not. So really hoping you can get some starch into your spines and hear us and go against the grain, especially here in California, and not enforce any of these mandates anymore. So thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any recognition tonight?
No, we don't.
Okay. Bargaining unit presentations, we'll start with STA.
Thank you. Good evening. Earlier today, we emailed each of you a presentation. As you know, we have asked for a significant salary increase this year in order to impactfully improve the salary schedule to recruit and retain highly qualified teachers. This number is not arbitrary. We have been at the table for months discussing various options, which include compacting steps on the schedule, moving from a 28-step schedule to 25, as well as squaring out the schedule, adding dollars, not percents, to each cell to make a raise more equitable. In considering the various possibilities, it has become clear that we must impose a combination of compaction and increasing dollar amounts per cell in order to truly make a difference in all teachers' lives. The district can afford to do this right now due to the unprecedented state and federal funding of education, as well as our very healthy, nearly 50% reserve. In addition, due to the current demographics of our staffing, compacting steps is very affordable this year, as 2/3 of our teachers sit on step 14 or below. Please keep in mind, Monterey County remains one of the most expensive places in the nation to live. On top of that, just in the past few months, all of us have experienced dramatic and unexpected inflation due to COVID. It is no wonder that so many of us live paycheck to paycheck and have to work second jobs just to make ends meet. The teachers love this district, mainly because of the people, the colleagues, the families, and most especially the students. Sorry. Please help us stay here. Research has shown time and again that classroom teachers are among the most important factors in student achievement. Make us your top priority. Thank you.
You have CSEA here tonight? You have a representative? Okay. Board member comments? Anybody want to go first? Go ahead. Was that right? Oh, okay. Might as well keep going. Chris?
No comment either. Thanks.
Stephanie?
Sure. So I just want to, highlight a couple of things that have happened this month that I know we haven't been able to celebrate in quite a long time. We had our Halloween parade at Spreckels. I know that was, such a big event, not only for the students, but for the faculty and staff to be able to come together and be able to celebrate that, and certainly probably for the families as well to be able to see their children being able to experience that. So that's one thing. And then also I've heard that field trips are being planned, and so that's really exciting too, that that's starting to occur. And then also Unity Day was celebrated, and I know that received a lot of attention and a lot of activities around that in the schools to really support inclusiveness and actively going against bullying and supporting that people want to support students and everybody in the communities at the school and also in our larger communities. And again, I just want to thank all of our stakeholders. And I know we're in November now, and we have some break time coming up, and I'm sure everybody's looking forward to that. So some time to rest and refresh, and hopefully gather and spend some time with people that make them feel appreciated and whole. So, thank you.
No comment.
Okay. I was able to visit both sites recently. I don't remember the date, but time is kind of foggy lately. It was the 11th? Okay. And it was great to get out there and see instruction happening. I was able to visit 2nd and 5th grade over here, and just about everywhere on the other side of the river at Buena Vista. And this is good. I'm looking to come back again sometimes, get to our calendars and find a day. And I just want to say thank you for your thoughts, and thank you for chairing the last meeting. And Miss Witcher in the 6th grade leadership class, I really appreciate is that who's back there waving? The sympathy card from the class. I really appreciate that. I recently experienced a significant loss, and I'm back on the saddle, and here I am. So thank you. That's all I have. Sure.
We are approaching the end of the first trimester, and it's been a trying and difficult year, no doubt. But like Stephanie, I want to celebrate the things we are doing. You know, we had the parades. I just came from 8th grade volleyball, and our girls just advanced to the finals, and that's, you know, that feels like normal. We have art, we have band in the morning, and I just want to thank the staff, the parents, and especially the students for making those sacrifices to keep us in school. You know, we haven't had a closed class. We've had very little spread, and we're getting through it. So I think we're 1/3 way down of a difficult year, but we'll get through it. Since our last meeting, we kind of strengthened up our social emotional support. I kind of want to give you an update there. We were able to double the Harmony at Home support at Buena Vista. I think that started this week. So now we have a full-time person, either a counselor or a therapist, at both sites, full days. In addition, we just had a virtual meeting with Monterey County Behavioral Health. And the reason for that is that when we kind of looked at our programs, we have what would be called Tier 1 and Tier 2. We have supports in place, but when kids are in crisis and with COVID, we're seeing that's the number one concern. Learning loss, yes, but what we're seeing with kids, with the, you know, just with behaviors and just depression and isolation, we feel we need even that third layer. So we're trying to enter into an agreement with them to have at least somebody on site maybe once a week. And that would be for kids that our counselor and our Harmony at Home therapist deem in crisis, or you know, they need extra support. What we're finding out is even with people with private insurance, it takes months to get a therapist. So we're going to try to get as much in-house as possible. If you're a music lover, we have a couple dates for you. Our winter concert dates are planned. We're dividing into 2 dates just for COVID reasons. It will be held outside at Buena Vista at 7 o'clock on December 15th. It'll be the BV/Spreckels Band. The following night will be our choirs. I think one's called a choir and chorus. I don't know the difference, but they'll be singing. So, yes, they'll be singing. And finally, on a really sad, I'm sorry?
7 o'clock both nights?
7 o'clock both nights, yeah.
Back-to-back nights?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Last, on a very sad note, I just want to send district condolences to the family of Mark Adria. I'm not sure if you know Mark, but he passed away a couple weeks ago at 54 after battling brain cancer for a couple years. So I've been involved with Buena Vista since the first shovel dug for 23 years. And I can say without a doubt, Mark has been one of the most supportive and generous parents we've had. He coached, well, he sent us wonderful kids to start with, but then he coached basketball for years, very generous, and just want to send condolences to his family. Mrs. Jones and I will be representing the district tomorrow at the funeral, but he was a good man, and I just want to recognize him. So that's it.
Okay, thank you. Buena Vista Middle School.
So we have a lot that's been happening in the past month and a half at Buena Vista. We just finished anti-bullying month, and we decided to tie in our staff versus student competitions in that month, and Spirit Week and Halloween. So we've been busy with just, you know, promoting positive social emotional behaviors on our campus, but also getting back into school spirit and having some friendly competitions along the way. So that was fun. We just finished conference week at Buena Vista and met with families who their children may be struggling in literature or language arts or math, and kind of falling behind a little bit to just do some more check-ins. In 2 weeks, we have the end of the trimester, and report cards are going out. So can't believe we're already almost done with trimester 1. Pretty crazy. Sports, fall sports are wrapping up right now. As Eric had mentioned, we just had a very exciting game with volleyball, and they're going into championships on Monday. After that game, fall sports will be over. We have a track meet or cross-country meet tomorrow as well. And then we go into basketball, and so we're really looking forward to starting that season up. We probably, since I've been admin, we've had the highest enrollment in the interest in basketball in a long time. We had a quarter of our 8th grade students sign up for boys basketball. So half of our half of our 8th grade boys actually signed up for boys basketball, which is exciting to see the interest and the participation. We are doing ASB elections, so bringing back leadership, and students will be voting for their candidates next week or week after, Tuesday. But it's coming right up. Oh gosh, what else? there's just a lot going on. Oh, and Eric kind of brought up the social emotional part with our new counselor. So we have that new counselor on Monday, Tuesdays. We have Renee Mondragon, who is the counselor for the district, on Wednesdays, and she's been doing the wellness center. And also, that's at lunchtime, and she offers support for students who just want a break. There's the therapy dogs from Brianna, if she's in here. And we have games and coloring activities for them to do, just a nice, calming environment. And then our other counselors, they're on Thursday and Friday. And Renee is also going into our PE department and touching base with all of our grade level students regarding different wellness topics. The last one she did was anxiety, and she's moving forward with new topics that the grade levels need. So just a lot. I want to thank, of course, the staff and the students and all of you for making every day more normal as we go through this year. It's been a lot, but we're starting to slowly add everything back prior to the pandemic. And so it's really exciting to see. So thank you.
Thank you.
May I make a comment on that?
Sure.
I just want to say that I forgot about conference week. And you all have done such an amazing job that my child was so bored, just wanted to go back to school and get done with conference week. So I don't think they'll ever admit that, but I appreciate that sentiment.
Report for Spreckels Elementary tonight?
Teresa had a conflict, but they just finished up their ASB elections, and they're called leadership, ASBs over here. We'll be recognizing both schools' officers next month.
Okay. Thank you. Do we have anybody representing SUF tonight?
I don't believe so.
How about PTO and Bobcat Club? No? Okay. Fund balance report, here we go.
All right, so this represents activity through 10/29, and we are in a deficit mode with revenues over expenditures of $513,000. That will start to track upwards as we get into December and January. The first big property tax collection actually happens in December, so we'll see some movement at that point. Any specific questions, just reach out and let me know, and we can go over the detail.
Okay, thank you. Facilities update?
Well, after the first big rainstorm of the year, we had some water damage here at Spreckels, actually. So room 9 suffered some damage, and we've subsequently initiated a claim on that damage. It's going to be a pretty major roof repair. So the guys have been doing a good job after all of these rainy days, just going through the sites and making sure we're not missing other problem areas. We have the same going on at Buena Vista with the gym roof, so that'll probably be the next one that happens. Besides that, we have started construction at the Buena Vista Field Improvement Project. So they will be bringing us a revised schedule of activity. You'll see it in December because we need to be able to adjust that schedule to account for these rain days that we've had. And if things keep going as they are, we may have more, which is fine. We anticipated that from the beginning of the project. But
Thank you. Is that it for facilities?
that's it.
Okay. Seabeds, P1.
So this
Good time.
is the snapshot of enrollment on the first Wednesday of October every year. And for the first time, we can really start to see the impact of the last 2 years. Our enrollment on Seabeds Day this year was 921. If we go back to 2019-20, we were at 996. So that is a significant drop. I've sort of purpled out 2020-21 because that's a hold harmless year, because when we closed in March of the prior 2020, we weren't taking attendance in the same fashion all of last year. So what this drives is the first assumption for our budget development process and our major source of revenue. So using these numbers of 921 based on our historical attendance rate, we're anticipating a funded ADA of 886.47. In funding, that equates to a loss of about $675,000. So clearly that's significant. And when we bring you the first interim report in December, we will use that factor to start to project out both the budget year and the 2 subsequent years. And that's when we'll start having some conversations about how to adjust to that loss in revenue.
Veronica?
Yes, sir.
So usually we're looking at a 3-year projection in terms of, funding.
Correct.
How do you treat this kind of a drop in this year as we project into the next 2 years?
Well, the statute currently states that you can fund on the higher of the current or prior year. And again, that 2021, last year is a wash. So we will be funded on the prior 2019-20 year. So our funding will be at this 958. So in terms of the current year, we're going to project the revenue based on that number. But when we project out in those subsequent years, we have to account for this drop. Because next year, unless we happen to grow, which we possibly could, 921 may be a blip because some folks just didn't come back. But we won't know that until August, September of 2020. So just conservative budgeting would suggest that we use this 886.
So I think I get that. So what you're saying is that we're projecting forward flat from the 921, not saying, well, we dropped this much this year, so then we project this much this year and this much this year.
Correct.
So it's flat.
Yeah, well,
That's our projection number.
yes and no. In the current year, it's 2 years back, so it's flat. There's no impact in the current moment.
Yeah.
It's just the opportunity to begin having the conversations about what if we don't grow? And then the next subsequent years is based on that enrollment. We need to be prepared for that.
Yeah. But the other part of that conversation is what if we don't grow, but what happens if we continue to go down?
Well, exactly.
Okay.
And
thank
we'll
you.
always be then funding on that prior year. So you'll always be having that 1 year to look back and, plan for.
Yeah,
So,
because $700,000 in our budget's pretty darn significant, so, thanks.
yes, yes.
Sorry, you can't. Was there anything else on seabeds?
No.
Okay. So we're going to move to class configuration.
So this also is a snapshot. The good news, since Seabeds Day, I think in total we grew 3, maybe 4 students. Eric, you may remember what that number is, but this is just something that we bring to you every month so we can track the movement. And really in total, it's on this page. So yeah, 2. We went from 933 to 935. Remember that this includes those SPED and the hearing impaired kids, whereas that CBEDS, which drives that ADA, which was at 921, that's where there's a little bit of a swing. So
Okay.
this is a little bit of good news.
Anything from board members? No? Okay. All right, county review of the unaudited actuals.
This is just the written verification from the county that they review and agree with our statement in the unaudited actuals. And just further on this, we had our final visit from the auditors to wrap up this audit year. And I just want to thank everyone in the district office, from Monica, Noreen, the school secretaries doing the distance learning engagement log, the way that attendance was kept last year, all of that got tested. And when they left our office last week, was it just last week they were here? It was high praise that things went exceedingly well in their review of our documents, considering what we'd all gone through, so.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions from board members? Okay. Educator effectiveness block grant expenditure plan.
This is the first time you'll see this. This is a new block grant that we have 5 years to spend. It's about 190,000, correct?
192,
92. And this-
almost 93.
There you go. And it's aimed at both teachers and support staff. And we'll be sharing this plan. This is just a first pass to get in front of you. A lot of it's aligned to our current LCAP and other plans, but we will be sharing it with both groups to get their feedback. Nothing is planned to be spent in the first year. So again, it's a 5-year grant.
Okay.
It's to retain, it's to address a lot of learning loss. Again, it's not duplicative, but it's aligned to a lot of what's been going on.
Okay. Any questions from board members on that?
I just have a clarification on the time. So would the start of the expenditures be in 22, 23?
We have until 2025 to
We have
spend it.
until 25, 26 to spend it.
Yeah.
But I think depending on how those other buckets of all the Rescue
Yep.
Act monies unfold, we can use some of this to extend some of those programs, specifically the counselor
Right.
and some of the PD for the social emotional. And as we attract young teachers who may be in their intern or their PIPs and SIPs and, there's some, they used to call it BITSA, now they
It's called
call
induction.
it induction.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can support some of those programs. But I don't believe in the current year we need to spend any of it because it has such a long expiration date.
And those other buckets of funds have to be.
Correct. Yeah, we've talked about that before, that we need to be very mindful of spending the first out first. So,
I do have a question. Who came up with the planned expenditure amount?
It's based on,
me.
no, it's
The allocation.
oh, the allocation.
What's
I'm
it
sorry.
based on? The
Yeah.
total.
What we're-
I read through it and then I saw some.
There's a formula involved, yeah.
Yeah, it is. So if I, at $20,000, it's very, yeah, it's very simple math.
That's what I want to make sure was specific to us because.
Oh,
of
yeah.
needs, and I want to make sure
Yeah,
that we're covering
so-
the needs of our district.
Yes, so the $20,000 is if we, over 4 years, spend the balance, and we, in other LCAP years, have identified $5,000 a year for this training. So 5 times 4 is 20,000. It's just really very broad.
Up with these numbers and how did they get them?
No,
The
it's,
plan-
yeah,
the
it's
plan
it's
distribution.
historical look back.
I thought you
kinda do
meant
the middle
how
column,
did
she
we
does
get
the
the
last column.
193K?
No,
Okay.
I want to know like who, I want to make sure that it's
Okay.
very specific to us. and
Right.
our needs, and
It's very tailored to us.
It's very broadly specific to us,
Yeah.
yes.
There's a lot of flexibility in what to do with it. Okay, moving on. Thank you. Anything else? Everybody good? Okay. Moving on to action, I need a motion regarding Don B. Leatherman, Inspector Class 1 from DSA Inspection Service Agreement for Buena Vista Middle School Field Improvement Project. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved.
I'll second.
Do you want to make a presentation?
This is just one of the 2 required specialized services we need for the project, a DSA inspector, Division of State Architects. It's
Okay.
got to be out there to file
Yep.
paperwork, so
All right.
Mr. Leatherman's our guy.
Any board members have questions? Fiery debate? Nothing? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Moving on the same kind of line here.
Exactly.
I need a motion to approve Apex Testing Laboratories, Inc., testing services agreement for the Buena Vista Middle School Field Improvement Project.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Anything on this? Same?
Same concept, yeah.
Okay. Questions from the board? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. We have a resolution here for resolution number 21-22/5, authorization to file eligibility documents and state facility applications to the state for new construction and modernization projects under the Leroy F. Green School Facility Program. I need a motion first.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Did you want to make a presentation here?
Yeah, this is really, it can be confusing because if you read through some of the whereases, it infers that we're possibly going to build a new school or modernize, and that is not what's happening. We are simply updating the district representatives. As I've been filing paperwork for the Buena Vista project, Harold Kahn's name was coming up, and so they have asked through the school facilities program, they've asked through resolution that we add Mr. Tarallo and update this form. It's
Okay.
just housekeeping.
Yeah, yeah. Boilerplate for this type of work.
Yeah.
Any questions from the board?
Just a comment, there's been some, what's the right word, is interest in the naming of this, because the guy's name was Leroy F. Green, but some people are reading this as a green school construction program. And I just wanted to point out that even though those modernization things are in that vein.
Right. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. With that, this is a roll call vote, so I'm going to call you all out. Chris?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Stephanie?
Aye.
And Michael?
Aye.
Thank you. Resolution carries 500. Moving on, resolution number 21-22/6 to establish an ASB special revenue fund. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Staff, do you want to speak to
So,
this?
yeah, this is a new requirement, a GASB statement, the Governmental Accounting Standards Board, that says our ASB fund, which we hold in a subsidiary account, has to now be part of our general ledger and run through all the financials to reflect the financial state, to be reflected on the financial statements of the district. So ASB happens at Buena Vista. It averages about $5,000 to $6,000 worth of activity a year. And so our process will be to establish this fund through resolution and do one entry at the end of the year. All the processing that we've been doing for many years will not change. I'm looking at Christina and Chrissy because they are our ASB advisors. It's simply a GASB change that's requiring this.
Okay. Any questions from board members? Okay. It's a roll call vote. I'm going to call you out now. Chris?
Aye.
Jen?
Aye.
I'm an aye. Stephanie?
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Resolution carries 500. Curriculum and instruction, none. Personnel, information, action, final read, job description, coordinator, COVID-19, temporary position for the balance of this school year. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Second, staff, did you want to make a presentation?
I'm just happy to report we've hired one of our, actually, kindergarten parents who's been doing similar work in the county. So hired her in the last couple days. Monica is very, very pleased
Oh, I bet.
because,
Yeah.
and a thank you to Monica for pretty much, and the principal for doing most of the work.
Double duty, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any questions from the board on this? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. The motion carries 500. Administration Information Board Norms and Agenda Structure.
So we had our training a couple months ago, and Sarah Katz kind of took all those conversations and synthesized it into these documents. So basically, it's just for you to take a look at now and see if it reflects the norms you want to accept. Any conversation on it. I think she did a nice job of capturing the conversation.
Yeah. The only question, so we're going to come back for a final read or approval on this next month, or?
Well, if things are presented as you accept them, we will need to actually individualize the final. Some of these things aren't reads.
Okay.
So I think that in December, when we have our organizational meeting, that might actually be the time to do a focused look at some of these. For example, the change to the order of the agenda and the meeting conduct. I mean, a lot of them are just surface in terms of aligning to what our current practice is.
Yeah.
But it's really up to y'all in terms of how much conversation you want to have about. We can separate each one. We just listed it as board norms, the whole packet.
Okay.
But I think we should individually.
Okay. Let me ask my fellow board members a couple questions then.
Absolutely.
So this, we had it in the packet since the weekend. This reflects our study session we had. I think it was September, but time's foggy. Do you want to go ahead and go with it as is next month and make it our flow of our meetings and our structure? Or did you want to have a study session between now and then, knowing that time is limited in the month of November? to go over this stuff in detail. Your call. I'm good either way, but it's something to consider, because I don't know if you want to do that in a regular meeting. We can do a study session and work it up there and then agendize it moving forward. But again, it's an option, right? I mean, I know that you'll have to block out some time in your calendar for us, but it's something to think about.
Hey, Steve, where does this end up? Is this part of the district policy? Or?
Our policy.
Yeah, it becomes bylaws and
So
policy.
bylaws.
Okay, bylaws. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're not under any time constraints, so if we decided that,
If we're going to make this shift and make the ink so that it's, dry, it would be optimal to do it in that December meeting.
right,
That way it sets the stage, we'll have, we'll elect officers and this will be the roadmap for our meetings and how we do business moving forward from that meeting.
understood.
Reading through it, it seems to reflect everything that we agreed upon.
Yeah.
And said that we wanted to do.
Yeah.
For-
So if there was a couple small changes, like they use chair instead of board president, if we want to make sort of editorial changes, do we send that to you, Veronica? And then if we did come back to the December meeting, we could we'll have a discussion and vote on it as we approve it.
I mean, in lieu of having a study session, we could, if there's some changes that board members desire, send them to staff, and then you can come with strike-throughs in a couple different color fonts. See, well, this was a suggestion from Michael, this was a suggestion from Stephanie, and
That's fine.
and then we can, agree, or, through consensus, we could do it that way. It may make the meeting a little longer, it may not, but I'm okay with that either way. If you want to do it in the meeting or a study session, I'm good either way.
I think it's close enough that we could probably
Okay.
do it in a meeting.
All right. I didn't want to, get to December and go, oh, gosh, we should have spent some time on this, some other time, but, okay. I agree. I think it's almost camera ready if it's not already. So, okay, then. So we'll have staff bring it back for action in our organizational meeting then, with maybe some in draft form. Ooh, what was that? Was that me? In draft form, and then we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Sounds good to
Okay.
me.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, committee updates.
Yeah, since we last met, we held our first equity committee meeting, and in our LCAP this year, the equity committee has a much larger role. And so one of the activities in our, or the actions in our LCAP is to have quarterly reports. So I'm going to share basically the presentation that we had as a group, if you don't mind. We expanded our membership to add quite a few parents just to get different viewpoints. We started out getting to know each other a little bit and just setting the tone. We talked about how equity has been a theme in our district for a while, and we celebrated some of our work, including years ago we started with a documentary we showed to our parents that captured the life of a migrant student, and he's since gone to Berkeley, so it was kind of a nice, happy ending there. We've had curriculum nights for sometimes misunderstood or sensitive topics, and we invited parents. We collaborated with Salinas High School. It might be time to do something like that again. We have anti-bullying activities. We have a UBU club at Buena Vista, formerly called E for Everyone, correct? Where's Lori? And Kelly. They're the founders of the club. Now, UBU, and they've done all kinds of things. They've had Deaf Awareness Week, Kindness Week, Day of Silence. We partner with Sherwood School, Adopt a Family, Equity Garden. If you ever want to take a look, they meet twice a week at lunchtime. Yeah, open to all students. It's student-centered and student-run. We've made sure our policies and forms have been aligned to our non-discrimination policies. We have gone through different trainings with the MCOE, and we're going to continue that in our next meeting. I want to flip to the next one. And then we talked about what we're starting now. And we, since the meeting, we've sent out a survey to all teachers asking what types of books they want to add to their classroom to add to diversity, which is one of our LCAP goals. So we're collecting that data and those books. We're going to bring it to the equity committee just to kind of see if we, well, for informational purposes, but also just have a conversation of what's appropriate where. And we are partnering with the MCOE. We're having their equity training team meet us. We're actually going from, anybody in the equity committee, we're going to go from in-person to online to make sure our parents can attend. And he's going to join us virtually. So Dr. Nunez, he's the director of leadership there, will be guiding us through our next steps. And we talked about the expanded role of the equity committee in our LCAP, which I already mentioned. And then our next steps. This is right before October. We had anti-bullying activities at both sites. You can probably see a lot of them right here from Spreckels. Today we are reporting our quarterly report, and we're going to hopefully send some members of our equity committee to an upcoming leadership conference that'll be held in Monterey. It's kind of a hybrid. You can either go virtually or in person, and the theme will be equity. And last, you want to flip? Go to the next one, I'm sorry. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's all I gave you? No problem. So we talked about how equity is almost a misunderstood term nowadays, and it's been politicized. For us, equity, it's defined as every child matters. And there's a nice visual of 3 students standing on different size ladders. And the idea is that every student, regardless of their characteristic, group characteristic, individual characteristic, is supported, it matters, and will get the support to succeed. We talked about how we've woven these themes in pretty much all of our major documents. If you take a look at our recent vision and mission statement, equity and diversity, compassion, kindness, respect were key words there. You updated this just a couple months ago, which is our non-discrimination harassment board policy. And it talks about all the different, thank you. All the different groups, there's quite a few protected groups that we are including here. It's a very, very broad term. Our LCAP Goal 3 captures the same kind of theme, diversity and equitable. And going back to 2017, when the Equity Committee was actually founded, I think the group's mission statement was very, very right on and kind of predicted the future of where we're going. So that was our first meeting. We had a very rich conversation, and we're going to continue.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from the board?
Just thank you for doing this work.
Thank you. And Stephanie and Chris are board representatives, so thank you to them too.
Okay, thank you. Any other committees?
That's it.
Okay. School year opening guidelines update.
So you saw this, you actually have seen this twice. The last time was in August. This just captures, we're required to update it as we make changes. And there's just some changes here that reflect the change from pool testing to individual testing. And we found that to be really successful. So we're individually testing pretty much for 3 different reasons. One is if a student is an exposure, we can keep students in school. We talked about the modified quarantine, which requires them to test once or twice a week. Twice a week. So yes, we have these kits. We partnered with one of the state-endorsed companies called Colored Labs. And so all 3 sites have these, it's a very quick swab. Goes to, well, it used to go to Monica, now it's going to a woman named Anna, and they get shipped out. So we did it for modified quarantines or exposures, for any students that have multiple symptoms that would like to have on-site testing, and to make sure that we're in alignment with the California Public Health Order for just staff. Staff has to be either show proof of vaccination or be tested weekly, and that happens on Tuesdays. There is no vaccine mandate at this point for students. And then the other update in this is really that health order. And I'm just really happy to say that all of our staff has been compliant. Either they've showed proof of vaccination or they've been testing. Because if not, then in some districts, it gets a little awkward because then you have to go through progressive discipline. And so just a thank you to all of our staff for, in one or two ways, one of the 2 options, they're following through. I know it's a little extra work for everybody, but it's keeping us safe and we're getting through the year. So that's it, unless you have questions. This 90% of it's unchanged since the last time.
Any questions from the board?
I just have a question again. I know we talked about this either last month or the month before. I can't remember when we talked about testing. So, and again, this is like directed testing, but if a family's children, students are ill, and they call in and say, my child's ill, and they're symptomatic, for example, and they need to get a test, are we still offering those services
I'm
so
going to
that they
defer
can
to
do
the
it?
sites. I believe we are, but
Okay, great. Great.
and the
Great.
turnaround about what, 24, 48 hours at least. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Great, thank you.
Anything else? Okay, thank you. Okay, action, we have some things to do here tonight. First things first, final read, June 2021, Part 2, Policies per Guide Sheet, Board Policy Administrative Regulation 4112.42, Drug and Alcohol Testing for school bus drivers. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved
Second?
and seconded. Does staff need to speak to it?
Not really. Just
Okay.
it's required of bus drivers.
Yep. Any questions, board members? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Final read, July 2021, Part 2, Policies per Guide Sheet. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any questions from board members on this? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Final read, May 2019, Policies Guide Sheet. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any questions from board members? No? Okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Number 4, final read, Board Policy 1313, Civility, given to us by CSBA over the summer. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any questions from the board or comments? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. First read, July 2019, Part 2, Policies Guide Sheet. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any questions from the board members? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Where?
Just to, you have to update it at the bottom. This is July 2010.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
yeah. Thank you. Good call. Did I say the right year when I
You
read
did.
it?
You said, above it says 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This,
Just a miss.
okay, cool. We don't need a mulligan, we're good?
No. we're good.
All right. We still have some more to do here, so let's go. First read, September 2021, getting closer to present. Policy Guide Sheet. I need a motion.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any questions from board members? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. We're going to need our calendars here in just a moment. I need a motion to cancel the regular board meeting of December 2nd first.
So moved.
It's been moved.
Second.
Seconded. Any discussion from board members on?
There's a reason behind it.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the organizational meeting that has to be conducted or was it December 10th, no earlier than December 10th?
Yeah,
That's
it's a-
the reason for it.
it's a
not
timeline thing.
a conflict on
Yeah.
our side, it's just,
Yeah. Yep. So let's cancel that first and then reschedule. Any questions from the board on that? We're good? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Now we need to schedule a special organizational board meeting in December in a timeline and
after December
Do
10th.
we need a
after
motion?
December 10th.
Do we need a motion?
We need a date first.
Okay.
And then we'll
gotcha.
throw that in there and then we'll go ahead and
Okay,
get the
just-
motion.
Okay, gotcha. So we have to do it after the 10th, is that?
The 10th, right, yes, after the 10th.
Want to keep it on a Thursday night, the 16th?
That's a concert night for the
Yeah,
the
that's the
students.
concert
Right.
night.
Yeah.
Thank you. I should have that on here.
Yeah, I know it's maybe not optimal for everybody, but my Monday, the 13th, looks really good. Cross my fingers here.
My Monday is not.
Okay, let's move on.
Sorry.
Uh,
Monday and Tuesday are out for me.
They're out, okay.
Yeah.
And then the concerts, Wednesday, Thursday. And then,
17th?
so it's a Friday, but, yeah. Let me just take a risk and go to the
You could
20th?
also,
When's vacation start? The 17th, right?
yeah, but you could also bring the timing of it's up to you too. It doesn't have to be at 6:30. It could be earlier than,
Yeah.
if you want. The concert's at 7, right?
And that's the band on Wednesday.
But they're both performances are VV, right? Let me ask you, could we have a board meeting at BV and then, if we start early enough and finish the meeting, we could attend the concert?
We could do it in the gym.
Let me go back and look.
And just no basketball that day.
Oh, we would use the gym, right?
Yeah.
So the 15th is really clean for me, and the 16th is no, 16th is not good for me.
I can do either one.
I can do the 15th. Question, okay. We start at 6:30 and, we're close to consent and it's 8 o'clock. That's a 90-minute meeting, right? Oh, no, closed session is 6:30, right?
Right.
So it's an hour open sesh. Concert's at 7.
Oh, wait, so this is a regular board meeting, plus we're going to do the special organizational.
Yeah.
meeting. We're not just going to do
And
the special
all rolled
organization.
into one. Yeah.
Do we want to try for 5 p.m.?
For closed session?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
We're fine.
5 p.m. on
5 p.m. for closed session on the 15th
at Buena Vista.
at Buena Vista. Okay. Everybody good with that?
Yep.
Now I need a motion.
We'll do the gym. So the gym, yeah.
The concert. Look at that.
Nice to have the commissioner in the house.
Yeah, commish. So do you think, though, 5 p.m. with a closed sesh plus,
Yeah, 5 to 5:30, we could do it.
and then, okay, 90 minutes to get the meeting done? And if we go a little over, can we do, it's a
Yeah.
school night, so we can't delay the start of the concert, right?
We'll just hear it from the gym.
Okay. We'll open up, the doors have to be open anyways, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That can wait? Okay, that would be prudent if possible. Okay, sweet. Now I need a motion. The motion would read, a motion to schedule the special organizational meeting on December 15th at 5 p.m. at Buena Vista Middle School.
So moved.
Been moved?
Second?
Seconded? I think the debate is already over since our calendar's synced. Hard to believe. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Do any board members want to pull anything from the consent agenda? And if not, I would love to entertain a motion on that.
So moved.
Been moved
Second?
and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. That brings us to future agenda items. It's a robust list. Right. Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah. Well, if you add it, it's going to be for January, not for December either. Norms, yeah, that for sure has to go on. Yeah, all that stuff. Does any board members want to add anything to future agenda items? It doesn't have to be next month, it can be other months.
In January, I do want to add something.
What, go ahead.
Yeah, I would really like to talk about the changing room for the girls, for the girls and boys at Buena Vista
Okay.
for PE. I want to talk about PE.
Do we need a facilities committee meeting first, or do you think,
No.
okay, all right.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over there and take a peek. That's what I would like.
Okay,
That's what I would like.
all right,
Thank you.
right on. Anything else, other board members?
I,
What's that? Did you want to add something?
yeah, and I'll add it to January, so don't add it to December. But I know we've talked a lot about the social emotional supports and the needs. And I'm wondering if there can be like more of a formal presentation about kind of what we're doing,
Sure.
what programs are occurring, and also, the needs that we're seeing. Because, I mean, now we're talking about going another tier up. And so I'd really appreciate kind of getting
Absolutely.
a better lens on that.
We're actually, next Wednesday, meeting to kind of put together our 3 tiers, so that will help us prepare.
All right.
He helps with social emotional development, just throwing that out there. Very important.
Absolutely. I don't disagree. Anybody else? See, you're good, Chris? I'm looking at you, Chris. I need just one more motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. Motion carries 500. Travis, I have 8:05 PM.